In every war, there are two battles, one fought with weapons, the other in the minds of those commanding them. Plans are made, maps drawn, orders shouted, but none of it guarantees clarity, because war is never clean. It is chaotic, uncertain, and always clouded. This is what military strategists call the fog of war. The origins of the term. The phrase fog of war was introduced by the 19th century Prussian general Carl von Clausewitz. He used it to describe the confusion that commanders face during battle, the limits of information, the unpredictability of the enemy, and the constant distortion of reality. In war, you never see the full picture. Your maps lie. Your scouts miss things. Your enemy moves without warning. You're forced to make decisions sometimes with lives on the line, based on half-truths, assumptions, or nothing at all. And that is where strategy begins. In the shadows, not in the spotlight. Real-world example. The Cuban Missile Crisis. Few moments in modern history embody the fog of war more clearly than the Cuban Missile Crisis. In 1962, American reconnaissance planes discovered Soviet missile installations being constructed in Cuba. The U.S. was blindsided. Intelligence agencies scrambled. And President Kennedy's team, led by Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara, entered a 13-day game of brinkmanship that brought the world to the edge of nuclear war. For days, neither side knew the other's true intentions. Communications were delayed. Misinformation leaked. One misstep could have triggered annihilation. In hindsight, the crisis is often portrayed as a strategic masterstroke. But inside the war rooms, it was pure uncertainty. The fog was thick, and the stakes absolute. How technology changed the fog today. Technology gives commanders eyes far beyond the front lines. Drones soar at high altitude, scanning every inch of a battlefield. Satellites track troop movement across entire continents. Secure communication networks allow generals to issue real-time orders from thousands of miles away. The modern battlefield is data-driven, a digital chessboard. And yet, the fog hasn't lifted. It's only shifted from not knowing enough to knowing too much. Information is everywhere, but which data is real? Which intelligence is deception? And how quickly can a commander separate noise from truth? When technology fails, electronic warfare and deception adversaries have evolved. Electronic warfare can jam communications. Radar can be spoofed. Entire drone feeds can be hijacked or fed false signals. In 2011, Iran allegedly captured a top-secret U.S. surveillance drone, not by shooting it down, but by confusing its onboard GPS, making it land safely in enemy hands. That's not just clever, that's strategic manipulation of the fog. The more we rely on high-tech systems, the more vulnerable we become to high-tech deception. Human decision-making in the fog technology doesn't win wars alone. Humans do. And when clarity is lost, it's the instinct, experience, and nerve of individuals that tip the scale. Soldiers on the ground face life or death decisions without full context. Commanders must sometimes trust gut instinct over sensors. In Afghanistan's Korangal Valley, troops operated in some of the most dangerous terrain on Earth, often cut off from intel, surrounded by uncertainty, and yet forced to act. Every footstep was a choice made through the fog, the psychological warfare of uncertainty. The fog of war isn't just physical, it's mental. Great military minds know how to weaponize uncertainty. Deception, distraction, misinformation, these are as deadly as bullets. Think of Operation Bodyguard in World War II, when the Allies fooled the Nazis into expecting a landing at Calais instead of Normandy. The deception worked. D-Day succeeded. Why? Because they manipulated the enemy's view inside the fog. Final thoughts. Whether on the beaches of Normandy, the mountains of Afghanistan, or in today's digital command centers, the fog of war remains. It's no longer just about smoke on a battlefield. It's about blurred lines between fact and fiction. signal and noise, strategy and survival. And those who master it? Control the outcome. This is Shadows of Strategy. Subscribe for weekly deep dives into the doctrines, technologies, and hidden maneuvers shaping our world's conflicts.